check it out, jazz people. In the musical heart of Harlem, New York City, lives the Apollo Theater, where legendary artists represented the musical connection to Africa, the place where it all began. They gave a voice to the roots, the ancient messages that spoke through the talking drum of los Carabalí y Yoruba. El Congos, congas y bongos, where dance truly was mambo, mambo, which means to communicate with the gods that protected the valiant, the lucky, the blessed. And where there was unrest, there was always music to reverse the stress. The only way to connect back to the matrix, Madre Africa, and its children, sus hijos, where a musical gene seemed to gleam and come out of every pore, every scene, where a generation was immersed in a musical scene, where rhythms and songs made them kings and queens of the 1910s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and today. Mario Bausa was born in 1911, came straight from La Havana, playing for the Philharmonic Orchestra by the age of 9. This musical mastermind behind the music we call Latin jazz. The founding father who brought together the most amazing musicians of the time and helped birth the most beautiful music ever heard. He united big heavies like Dizzy Gillespie with Ella Fitzgerald, backed by the almighty percussionist Jano Bosso, who never learned English and didn't have to, for his syncopation carried weight and was played straight, not swung. He died too young, for the dark side of the slums carried knives and guns, and this era was certainly no exception. Racism was the norm, but despite the reform and how these dark-skinned musicians had to conform, just enough to still play for nightclubs, theaters, and dance halls filled with the big ballers of the day. Big ballers who would take weekends on holiday from Florida to Havana on a boat ride to a cabana, having mojitos and bananas and meeting girls named Ana, dancing the night away to the magical music played by the hands of witch doctors. Cándido, Mongo, Patato, Aguabella, played rumba, mambo, son con un poquito de bomba y plena. La familia Cepeda y Mon Rivera, los Palmieris, Don Redman y Fletcher Henderson made Q-bop, bebop with a clave deep within. Even Tabito Vázquez y Chico O'Fahin.
Morey Peraza, Bobo de Lorey, Miguelito, Buddy Rich, Jim Third.
Chick Webb took it away like Cab Calloway, and let us not forget the Holy Trinity, the three kings, Machito, Tito Puente y Tito Rodriguez, los tres reyes, whose big band influence spanned the world over. Beethoven moved over, because as the music got older, the fusion took control, and legends were molded, formed and born, like Celia Cruz, Sammy Davis Jr., Rafael Hernández y La Lupe, Desi Arnaz, Graciela, Santito Colón y Ismael Rivera. It was a magical era, a time in musical history that can never be equated or duplicated, only celebrated and venerated. The most beautiful music ever created. From 1911 and 100 years later, the magic has not faded. My name is La Bruja, and I'm so glad you made it. Bobby, take it from Havana to Harlem and the boogie down. Métele mano, check out this sound. Aquí no se usa máquina, except of course, navigating the board. Oh, J-Mo.